Smile down. Form a pearl. From the front, back, left, and right pakwa. You can quickly form a pearl or recall the program. You can quickly go into the growing of good virtue from the kidney to the liver, to the heart, to the spleen, to the lung, back again 3 times. And you can go into cleaning out the thrusting channel. When you clean out, you can do just 1, 2, 3. And the belt channel from the navel all the way up to the head, and from the head all the way down to the leg and back to the navel. When you do the thrusting channel, and simply aware of the left and right thrusting channel, and let the energy flow into the bridge and regulator channels. Down the front, cross your nipple, all the way down to the leg, to the sole and back on the back, and down to your hand, down to your palm, and to your chest, up to your chest and up to your head, and coming down to your front again. I try to give you the experience and the frequency. If you pick it up, it's going to speed you up. Now we're going to check the 8 psychic channels together. Form a pearl again. Or just simply awareness in the middle of the body. Bring the pearl or the awareness down to the perineum. Just slightly contract your anus and the perineum and draw the energy in the microcosmic. You can run it about 3 times on the microcosmic. Oh, when you come up to this level, a lot of all of them is the mind process, which combined with the organ that you know, combined with the experience that you know, combined with the glands and the energy that you know. And very quick you go through. Back to the navel. Now split from the navel to the left and the right side. So split from the navel on the left and the right to the back. On the both sides of the door of life, right below the kidney, and running up on the both sides, and passing to below the scapula and all the way up on the side of the scapula process, and up to the top of the scapula, and down toward the armpit, and near the armpit on the back, and coming down to the deltoid, to the elbow, to the between the 2 bones near the wrist, coming down to your palm and the wrist, and the 2 fingers between the 2 tendons from the wrist, two fingers from the wrist and between the two tendons, and coming up to the elbow, the inside of the elbow, come up to the bicep, come up to the long one between the collarbone, the shoulder, and the rib cage on the top. Come up to the end of the shoulder between the collarbone, the scapula, and the shoulder. And come up to the shoulder well. To the base of the neck, to the middle, on the both sides of your neck, on the back, to the base of the skull. Come up to the top of the head on the both sides, to the forehead, to the cheekbone, corner of your mouth, to the chin, top of the sternum, between the two, between the middle of the collarbone, down to above the nipple, the straight line out of the rib cage, inside the rib cage and outside the rib cage, and down to the side of the navel, the same line with the nipple or the middle of the collarbone, and back to the middle of the navel. Bring the energy down to the perineum. We're going to do work on the thrusting channel now. You now put your left anus all the way up into the left side to the left crown, left side of the head. Exhale down to your feet, to your perineum, split to the inside the leg. Going down to the inside of your ankle, to the big toes, and to the sole, coming up on the third and between the third and the fourth and the fifth toes, come out up to the outside of the ankle, outside of below the knee, middle of your thigh, come up to the top of the femur, and circle down to the perineum. And inhale, pull up your anus, draw the energy up to the head, middle channel. Exhale down to the perineum, and spread it down to the leg, inside, and coming up on the outside, and coming into the perineum. Come up to the right thrusting channel, all the way up to the right brain, and all the way down, back to perineum, and come back to the navel. Form a purr again. Bring the energy down to the perineum. We're going to do the spinal cord microcosmic. Inhale, pull up the anus, pull up the back part of the anus, and draw the energy right into the spine, inside the spine to the front, and just in a smaller spiral all the way up the spine and get into the brain, circle inside and coming up to the back, and circle all the way down to the back, on the inside of the spine, back all the way down. Use your mind to trace the energy now. Your mind power is very powerful now. And go all the way down to the sacrum. And coming out of the sacrum, and spiral the energy around on the front of the body, on the front of the spine. The outside, but on the front of the spine. Spiral all the way, circle around, all the way up to the brain and outside and back to the back of the outside of the spine. And just spiral, spiral, spiral all the way down. All the way down to your sacrum. You always back to the, when you finish, back to the perineum, back to the navel. Now we're going to do the butterfly. Back to the navel and split the awareness or split the pearl and bring it up above the nipple, and you started to spiral. You can spiral from the nipple down and a circle up to the above the nipple again, and spiral like butterfly out. Every time you go back to the same point again, and you spiral bigger, and you're cutting yourself on the side of the body, by half the side, cutting yourself half the side, and grow like a butterfly. So getting bigger, cutting into the rib cage, cutting into the head, cutting on the side of the body, and all the way cutting on the half side of the body from the head to the leg, like a butterfly floating. Floating. Now, we're going to work on the 3 figure eights, which we're connecting all the senses together into the mid-eyebrow. So you can put your right hand into your mid-eyebrow, and use your finger to draw a line from the mid-eyebrow down to the left eye, on the below the left eye, and circle to the top of the left ear, circle around the ear to the bottom of the ear, and circle up to the eyebrow of the left eye, and circle down, cutting to the mid-eyebrow, and circle down to the right eye, and circle up to the top of the right ear, and circle down to the right ear, and coming up and circle around the eyebrow of the right eye, coming up to the mid-eyebrow. Now we're going to circle down to the nose and the mouth. So coming out to the left side of the nose, and circle down to the upper lips, between the nose and the mouth, and circle down toward the right corner of the mouth, and down to the chin, and come up to the left corner of the mouth, and come up to the upper lips, between the nose and the lips, and coming up to the right corner of your nose, and coming up back to the mid-eyebrow. And just slowly aware of the 3 8-figure draw, control, and connecting the senses together. It's a protection also. Protection about your senses. Now we're going to get to the jewel. The jewel is basically you can start from the mid-eyebrow or on the both sides of your forehead. You use your hand point of the middle of the forehead, and you can just use your finger spiral a little bit. Just touch on the point and just spiral lightly. Just keep on spiral, keep on spiral, keep on spiral. You gradually feel the energy like a spiral, like a jewel from your forehead all the way into your brain, all the way up to the back. At home, you can take as much as time you want to jewel each one, and we come up to the right side of the hole, so jewel all the way from the front to the back. And to the mid-eyebrow, jewel all the way from the front to the back. To the cheekbone, jewel from the front all the way to the back. On the both sides of the cheekbone, both sides of the corner. And you can jewel whole face also. And you come up to the top, you have the 9-point. 3 thrusting channels on the side, and on the side of the bridge channel, we have 3 on the top, on each side. So you jewel from the top right to the chin, right to the neck. So jewel one by one, right from 9-point all the way from the top all the way to the bottom. When you finish this jeweling, your head is more empty and more calm. You just take out a lot of junk in the head out. Now we're going to work on the cutting of the spinal cord. Form a pearl. You can do it in running in the, and bring the pearl down to the perineum and move in the microcosmic. And when you feel the energy pick up, move it down to your throat. Inhale, exhale, push your throat out, send the energy out, and spiral from the front of your throat, come out and to the back and cutting right in the first cervical, and out and coming back to the second cervical, and the third and the fourth, all the way down to the 7th cervical, and go on and cutting on the 12 thoracic, it's cutting on the back, come out to the front, and down to the lumbar, and down to the sacrum. When you finish from the sacrum, come up to the front and inhale, draw it back right into your throat again. Oftentimes in the beginning you might lose the pearl. You back to form the pearl again in the navel, in the middle of the body. Bring it down to the microcosmic, we're gonna cut, we're gonna get on the cut on the belt channel again on the side of the body. So bring the energy in the microcosmic and come to the mid-eyebrow. From the mid-eyebrow, we're gonna cut on the side of the body. So you bring the pearl or energy like a Y, cutting down from the mid-eyebrow, come up to the right side, and coming on the side of the neck, on the side of your neck. You can cut from the first cervical on the side of the neck to out on the right side of the neck, go out to the left side of the neck, and circle back to the mid-eyebrow, coming down to the second cervical, going out to the, from the right side, go up to the left side, back to the mid-eyebrow, third, fourth, like this, all the way down to the spine. The leg, the knee, the feet. So cutting through this way, in the mid, on the side of the body. Now we're going to coat the aura, and we're going to put a big X on the front and the back. Form a pearl again if you need it. You can form a pearl in the second. All you do is concentrate your mind in the middle, aware the front pakwa, back pakwa, left and right pakwa. Bring the energy right down into the perineum, and shoot the pearl right down on the inside of the leg to the big toes, on the right leg, right big toes. Just move your right big toes and your left big toes a little bit. Now, inhale, exhale, shoot the right big toes pearl into your left big toe, and start to coat on your 5 toes, like a spray, like a particle spray. Spray on your toes, coming up to the left side of your ankle, all the way on the left side of your leg, to the left hip, to the left ribs, armpit, and spray on the inside of the hand, or coat on the inside of the hand, to the finger, to the outside of your left hand. Outside your left hand, come up to the left shoulder, to the left side of the neck, to the left ear. You can use your palm, follow it. You can feel a coating on the energy. Come up to the crown, come down to the right ear, going down. You can change to your left hand, going down to the right hand on the outside, coating the outside. Come up to the finger, come up to the inside of your hand, come up to the armpit, come down to the right hip, and coming down all the way down to your right leg, outside the right leg, and all the way down to the toes on the right leg, and spray all the toes, coming up on the inside of your toes on your right leg, past the inside of the ankle, the inside of your leg, and come up to your perineum. From the perineum, come up to your inside of your left leg, coating all the way down toward the the inside ankle and to your big toes. Now we're going to put the X in the front. So coat the energy coming up from the left leg, come up to the front. Actually, come up to the front of the left leg, to the knee, come up to the front of your leg, come up to the left hip, to your left hip. From the left hip, coat our energy coming up and cut to the heart center. From the left hip, cut it to the right shoulder. And the energy travel down, the inside of the hand, coming up, the outside of the hand, coming out to the side of the right side of your head, and throwing down to the left side, and coding to the outside of your left hand, coming up to the inside of your left hand, and come up to the left shoulder and the left chest, and throwing across from the left chest and the shoulder toward the right hip, and cutting right between the heart center. Put an X right on the chest, and you come down to the right hip, and you coat on the front of the leg. The coat on the front of the leg to the knee, to the front of your feet, and come up to the whole front of your feet. And we're coming back to the back of your leg, to the back of the leg, all the way to the back of the knee, coming up to the back of your right leg and the right hip. From the right hip, cutting across to the left scapula. And the contact point is on the T5 and T6 opposite of the heart. And we coat on the inside of your left hand to the left finger, come up to the front of the left hand, coming up to the left shoulder on the back. From the left shoulder on the back, on the left scapula, cutting across to the right hip. So put an X right on the back there. So the left shoulder coming up to the left ear, come up to the right ear, coming down to the right shoulder on the outside, coming down to the right hand, right finger, the inside of the right finger, and out to the right hand, and all the way up to the right side of the scapula on the back. From the right side of the scapula, cutting across X to the left hip, and intersect with the opposite of the heart, and going down on the back of the leg, down to the left heel, and come to the left big toes, and jump back to the right big toes, and draw the energy up to the perineum and back to the navel. The whole purpose of this is just, later on you don't have to remember left and right, just make an X on the front and an X on the back, and feel the whole body being caught like a plastic shield around your body. So the aura being protected. And when you finish, just come back to the navel and collect the energy in the navel. If you do it right, you feel like your body being coated and protected. Rub your hand.